There we go. Good morning, fellow Earthlings, friendly aliens from far off worlds, creatures big and small. Yeah, I think it's Friday the 13th today. Yeesh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my. Thanks for all the thumbs up. If you're watching the replay, thanks for all the thumbs up. And just wanted to thank my buddy over there, Zardos. Glad you made it fishing and back, and you used some tips. Hey, Shawnee Gross, welcome, welcome, welcome. There you go. Good to see you. I'm just back till the 15th, and then I've got to go again. But good news, I'm going to be standing up for a while. Brian, what? Don't know ya. Make It by Mandy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There we go. Welcome, Brian Plot. Yeah, so here till the 15th on Sunday. And then back to the hospital. We'll be in there for a day or two, maybe longer. Huh. Yeah. Good news, though. There were some things that improved. I guess I've been improving. Is it the fishing gear behind you? No, that is a computer bag my son-in-law gave me that you open up and it'll sit there and he bought me a brand new computer too. Yeah. So no, that's my survival bug out bag with like meds, gauze, bandage, survival blanket. Hey, Andrew, good to see you. You go, Andrew. Always a pleasure. So that's what that is. That's my, if I have to leave in a hurry, like that's the bag to go with. Hello, Andrew. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah. Well, thank you, Brian. Go up and see who Brian is. Yeah, I did a few days at the big hospital on the mainland. Won't be here long, Howie. Just got to work. Ambulance bill is progressing, though. Bill. I picked up a solar panel and wood for the walls yesterday. Nice. Are you putting out a video soon? I'm sorry you're not staying too long. You're always you're always very busy. Good to see you again. You feel lucky for no snow there, eh? Well, no, we haven't had any snow. And we only had 3 days of frost where it lasted overnight and during the day, and then that was gone. Oh, my doggy needs in. Be right back. Come on, puppy dog. Come on. Oh, you're all wet. Oh no, you're wet. Some coffee. Gotta have coffee. Just got it. Yeah. It just goes to show looking after yourself, helps a great deal. I have had improvement, so I'm a little bit happy about the improvement. So no snow won't be good for summer, that's for sure. No, it won't be good at all. so mild here, so much. I mean, crocuses and were all blooming yesterday that I could see like a field of them. There's a grove of Gary Oak Grove down the way some, and lots of daffodils are up, lots of them. Rhodo, the Pacific pink rhodo, that's in full bloom, almost done. Camellias are in full bloom, the pink ones. The plum trees, the decorative cherry plums, they're all blooming. Ooh, reindeer sausage. Ooh. Reindeer sausages and pancakes for breakfast here. Ooh, I like the reindeer sausages. I bet them are good. Don't know how to say your name, but welcome, welcome, welcome. And you can call me Howie. No one uses sir around here. There's no caste system. We're all earthlings. We're just fellow earthlings. What is your temperature this time of year? Well, right now it's 7 Celsius. And welcome, Jargarjal Salhanu. Okay, sorry. I butchered your name, but welcome here. What is your temperature this time of year? Well, it's supposed to be winter time right now, like, 10, 12 below. Didn't happen. We're getting more reindeer, just waiting on weather to get better. Oh, I bet, hey, those caribou are nice. I've had a few of those. Yeah, I've eaten quite a few caribou, reindeer, elk, lots of them over the years. My family were all hunters, so they have to get your moose or your deer, or elk, or buffalo, or we're getting okay. Yep. I've been learning about diatoms and phytoplankton in the ocean. Yep. Yep. There's things going on here too that's a little odd in the ocean. Well, I'm sorry, but I have to run. Oh no, biggest hugs and love to you, Howie. I'm glad you are improving. Oh, I'm improving dramatically, actually. I mean, I have problems, some serious problems for mobility. But yeah, I already own my own wheelchair, my own walker, but I'm not there yet. But apparently I got problems with some deterioration. But other than that, I've improved in many other ways. And I knew about that spine problem deteriorating. There's nothing I can do about it. Eat lots of meat. Yep. See you, Mandy. Take care. Much love, mad respect. We got fresh caribou too. We more are eating reindeer. Yeah. Yay for improvement. Yeah. Well, it was I went to a hospital on the mainland. I didn't go to the hospital here in these little islands and stuff. I went to a really big research facility. So they gave me a better, brighter picture than what was being told to me here. So that was cool. Gar, I don't even know how to say your name, bud, but welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, improvement's good. And I'm still going back to the hospital on the 15th, though. I'll be there for a day or two for sure. Yeah, so. But I spent a week at the one on the mainland. I was there for a week. Yeah, that was eye-opening. Met a lot of really cool doctors and researchers and stuff. So I'm waving to you too, wave. So that was exciting, and the improvement was really inciting me to keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, I know I have some serious issues, but I've cleared up a couple of serious issues. I don't know. I really don't know how, but I'll take it. Sometimes people tell you things are not true as well. or not. I'm not saying they were just untrue. I'm not saying anyone lied to me, not yet anyway, but good news. Yeah. Yeah. Good news. That's right. Yeah. This coffee tastes amazing sitting at home. Yeah. You're a breakthrough. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I didn't have to have the major surgery. These masses that were here have disappeared or non-existent. But I did some pretty heavy duty meds from Japan, from Germany, that that shrink masses. So I'm hoping that they don't come back. But I still have other issues to go through. But I'll take any goodness at all, you know. So yeah, it was a journey. I had several really good friends with me, and so yeah, got to enjoy all the food at the UBC campus. That was cool. You have all these foods from around the world and stuff. You know, like different people, like Chinese food, Lebanese food. They had Western food, and they had steak houses. I was just like, well, I got to try everything. And I did. Yeah, yeah. It's not cheap to stay there, though. And then, of course, being in the hospital is not free either, but, well, it is, but you pay for your medical card. There's been many good stories of medicines from plants all over the world helping. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in herbs. Oh, good, you ate like a king. Well, I ate stuff I shouldn't have ate. Like I went out and I had some things that were I shouldn't have ate, but I had a good time. But I paid with my higher glucose level, little neuropathy and that kind of thing, right? Yeah, but it was interesting that yeah, you cheated. Well, I don't know if I cheated. I may have just lapsed. Cheating sounds like a pirate or a gambler. Neither am I. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. But yeah, so it was an interesting travel. I bought a bunch of oranges from Costa Rica. That was nice. Laugh out loud, pirate. You have to be a pirate. It's, everyone's a pirate if they have to be. That's just the way it is. But when I was there, I went to some really nice places. You have to wait in between tests and x-rays and scans and blood work. And so you get a few hours here or you get a day there. It's like, yes. So my doctor would tell me, enjoy Vancouver. She was pretty cool. She was super intelligent, hey? And so I gathered up all the paperwork from her, and she did every test she could. And oranges from Costa Rica, they're good. They're good. They taste real orange-like, not just, and they weren't really sweet. From Amish Market, today is cheat day. Banana nut bread and caramel chocolate chip cookies. Wow. Being a diabetic, banana and caramel chocolate chip cookies, and it wouldn't be on my list. Now, I went to the Switzerland bakery. It was really strange because I was in this like super rich city and in the middle of nowhere in these endowment lands, and there's a city in there. So it says big, huge Swiss bakery sign. So I thought, well, gee, worst comes to worst, I could be eating something cool. So I bought these Dubai round cakes. That was really tasty. And then I bought these fudge cakes, which I couldn't eat, but I had family that could. But then started talking to the reps there, and they're like, and I asked them, I said, well, where's the ovens? And they're like, well, they're not here. And I'm like, oh, what do you mean they're not here? Where are you baking? Oh, we don't bake. I'm like, what? What do you mean you don't bake? And they're like, well, no, this is all shipped here. And I'm like, but it says Swiss Bakery right outside. And they're like, well, we just call ourselves that, and we just order what we want and sell it to people here. Well, I accepted it, but you know, I don't know. I like it right from the source. Not gets watered down. Yeah, but I must admit they did have one goodie there that I really liked, and that was the Dubai chocolate swirl cream type cake. And it wasn't sweet; it was made for diabetics. And I was just like, okay, I'll take that. And I bought the fudge brownie cake like thing, and it actually looks spectacular, and it looks really fresh. And when you walk into the store, the Swiss bakery, it actually smells like baked goods. It was weird. I was looking at indigenous tribes' lifestyles in the Amazon, Kalahari Desert, and Papua New Guinea, how they hunt, dress, celebrate challenges. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you know, there's like 9 billion earthlings on the planet. So, like, that's 9 billion actions. I did see some really weird stuff going on at the university there. There was people were putting up posters of things that they weren't allowed to talk about with their professors. So they put up these posters on all these like gabions that were around the pillars that walking through the park, and they were expressing their grief at not being able to ask certain questions, and if they did ask them, they weren't answered by their professors in the scientific field. Hey, so at one point, I think they were hauled away by the police. So then there was these other posters. There was a Communist Party put on campus. They have a club right on campus, so they put up their griefs and stuff. Hey, Dan Food Force, good morning. Dubai chocolate sounds yummy. Oh, it certainly was delicious. Yes, good to see you there, brother Dan. If you don't know Dan, go by his channel. He has amazing videos growing food in Florida, and it's just strictly a chop and drop and rabbit manure. And he grows a lot. Putting up posters seems peaceful enough. Yeah, well, what they were asking on the posters was, and I have some videos too of it and pictures, and they were asking like about scientific evidence of what's gone on the planet, and and anyway, the professor, they got the video of this one professor going, I'm not answering that question, and he wouldn't answer it, and he was told don't, and the guy that was answering it, or no, there was a lady, was told don't answer those questions, or don't ask those questions anymore. But some of their grievances were on social lives here. Great to see you, Dan. Was on we were on indigenous lands in the UBC. They were Musqueam and a few other indigenous lands, but they were asking questions about social poverty, like why all these people are just thrown away on the street, and they sleep on the street and die of drugs on the street, and they just, and then they're just picked up and carted off to the morgue. There's never, there's no consequences. Hey, Wild Edibles, you got mail. I sent it out a couple days ago, so it'll be another week before you get it. And Dan, I subbed to you. Sorry about the frost damage. Yeah, I watched Dan's video, and so blessed. Welcome. And he did get some pretty heavy duty cold. We didn't get any winter here, Dan. No snow at all, and we had frost for 3 nights. And yeah, so that was that. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's your usual coffee and salmon. They only had these little small boxes, hey? Like, I'm like, what? Where's the big box? They're like, no, we're out of those. And I'm like, I went to 3 postal outlets that's closed here, and they're gone. There was like 2 postal outlets and a post office that used to be here, and it's all gone. You have to travel like about 25-30 minutes to get to a post office by car. So that's why it looked late. You look great. Thank you, Dan. You look great too. Yeah, yeah. In your videos, you did good for being in an enclosed like community, and you put your food forest there. That's the exact how an urban food forest should go, especially in your zone 9. I think I really enjoy all your videos. I may not leave a comment because I'm watching it on the big TV. Hey, Coffee Walks, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, but there's been no snow here, and we went down to, what was it, -1 once and -2 another night, and then that was it. And then we just had like a little bit of surface frost if you were like on top of the roof or something, but none of my microclimates froze. And yeah, welcome, 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 Coffee Walks and whatever. I think you've been here before, but really enjoyed the mild winter here. Very mild. It did snow up north, like way up in the mountains at like 5,000 feet or whatever. But there was no snow here. When I go out and I look at flowers blooming, trees blooming, and that's been going on like since February, like the beginning of February, January, February. Actually, it was blooming. My roses bloomed all winter long. We have too much white stuff here. I'm spring cleaning. Well, I haven't been in here for a while. Yep, everything is brown here. Yeah, well, you have subtropicals and tropicals. I only have subtropicals, some here that can tolerate a bit of cold. Like my loquat died last year, and I had it for 10 years, and it was nice, but it did die. There was this massive, I don't know, week-long cold, and it just didn't take it. Plus, I think the dog kept peeing on it when it was cold. Dog thought maybe to warm it up. Dan, I think it will bounce back. Oh yeah, Dan's food forest gets touched by frost once in a while. There, he's right on that border of between getting winter and not getting winter, and yeah, only 44 degrees Fahrenheit here this morning. Yep. Yeah. Yes, I think. Oh yeah, it's what comes from down below. I found that, like, I was tearing out my citrus when they would get burnt like that. I thought, oh geez, you grow it for 10 years and you put it out there and it dies, but it really wasn't that dead. The roots shot up new shoots. So, but here I'm slowly making my way when I finish up at my medical stuff to have a nice summer in the food forest. Yeah. Wow. But I made a lot of soil this year because it wasn't freezing at all. The microbes didn't really die off. But I make homes for my microbes by putting fermented wood ash into well, it's not fermented until I put it into some biochar and then add the water, and you leave it, then it ferments. So what that does is it doesn't harm the microbes. And I've never really fully explained all that or showed it. Hey, Barry, how's it going? There you go. There you go. But that's what I do. And then see, like I put raw wood ash on the outside of the perimeter of the food forest so that any migrating slugs and snails they just don't like that. So but what I put on to the food forest is wood ash and biochar. Now if I'm just like not going to use an area, I'm not going to ferment that wood ash and the biochar. I'm just going to chuck the whole thing right there, and it'll ferment. And see what's happening is the nutrients from the wood ash is staying inside the holes inside the biochar, so then roots can go there, but then that's homes for the microbes too, right? So you're making, oh hey Arky, hey, this is a really great guy. There you go, Arky, always a pleasure. But yeah, so I have really, really good soil. Plus, I grew a lot of fruits trees. I noticed that. Well done. And I think most of them worked out for you. It's apple trees that go like you won't get the same one, and sometimes you do. But yeah, Storms Radio. Hello. Okay. Hey, Arky. Yep. Where's Dan at? Yes, I think. Yep. Yeah. So the wood ash and biochar and put down on just about any soil will make it good soil. Me, I go for the hey Grant McIntosh. I go for the rich black humus, and that's what I go for. And once I have like a few feet of that. I'll make like I just started another, well, not recently, but a little while ago. Some really good friends of mine and a family member came by and started another hugelkultural mound down on the west side of the property here. And it's looking really great. I came back and I'm like, wow, what a present, right? And then another buddy came over and put up all my shelving in my laundry room. I'm like, okay. And then another buddy came over and did my puzzle on my table. I was like, wow, friends, hey, that's really great. Yep. So yeah, so there's been some really exciting things. Thank you all for the thumbs up. I know I don't go live very often, but life is like that. But my buddy over on the mainland went fishing. I'm curious about what he caught. I love fresh fish. I bought one. Hey, I bought a king salmon from Copper River, Alaska, and it was good. How's that hillside garden doing? Oh, it's really good. You should see what they've done there. They've put this chicken coop in there, and the chickens, it opens up, and the little chickens go out. And they don't have any chickens right at the moment, but they were flying back and forth to Japan. So but they've done improvements where they've did some arbor work on some of the endangered Gary oaks so that they are more stable and there's more sunlight coming in. And they continue to put down their leaves, but they have also leased like little lots of land. They grow a lot of food, right? They grow a ton of food, really. They really are impressive. And on the hillside, they grow like tomatoes, grapes, kiwi, cherries, blueberries, you name it. It's really rocking along. And because it came from nothing, like it was just all rock. When I first looked at it like 5 years ago, I'm like, okay, what do you grow on rocks here, man? There's not a lot. So he's had problems. They both have had problems from from the neighbors. The neighbors decided that the property line went over onto the food forest, so they cut down all these trees, all these fig trees, cherry trees, grapes. They just cut them down. And he came over here. He was so upset. He was just like he was like really upset. And I'm like, okay, what can you do about it? I said, look, we'll good to see you, Jamie. What we'll do is we'll send you back with some like more fig trees, and I've got some ready to go actually, some Verte and some other ones, some mission ones, and they're taller this time. There's for to beat the deer, you must be above 6 feet. The municipality brought me that strawberry tree, but unfortunately, now just before I left, they brought it, and then the deer ate it. It wasn't above 6 feet, and I told them that, but it didn't stick in here, and they just showed up and dropped it off in my driveway, which I didn't mind. But I had already bought one too from some students from the Horticultural Institute. They have a nursery, so I bought one from them for $80, which is a pretty steep price. But the one from my municipality, they paid $260 for it, and it was smaller and sickly looking. But to get back to the Rocky Hill Food Forest, there's now a 55-acre sanctuary, a bird sanctuary that was just created from farmland. Yeah, for real, right in front of it. I'm like, this doesn't get any better than this. Like I've done like there, and where the old farm was, there was like a ton of different fruit trees, and they're always loaded with fruit, and you don't have to prune it. I took off some dead off there, and I'm thinking I might go put like a dozen figs in there. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because there's so much room. But you should see all the quail and rabbits and ducks and geese that are on that 55 acres. And beautiful black rich soil. So where all the little farms were on the outside of this giant, it was like a swamp, really. And that all them trees grew up into like 50, 60, even like perhaps even 100-year-old trees. And they are, I actually have some on my videos. Adrian, welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, we'll give you a wrench while you're here, but you don't really stay a whole lot, but you never know, you might be visiting folks. It's good to see you, Adrian. But yeah, that food forest is doing really, really well. And they've made a lot of pathway soil banks on different ledges, actually a couple. And so that's really exciting to see. They get a lot of food and they share that with a lot of people. They get a lot of tree fruits, but the one eastern part of the hill, like way up at the top of the hill, that was all cut down by the neighbors. He was just absolutely beside himself. It was absolutely depressing to see. And they were nice too. They were like 3, 4, 5-year-old figs and stuff, like just getting to produce. Hey, some neighbors can be rude there, Shawnee. Yep. But so you think that's over, right? No, the other neighbor decides to do the same thing up on the hillside on the other side. It happened twice to the guy. I was shocked. I told him, I put up signs. You're on private property. Do not trespass, something like that, right? And so, yeah. So they on the smaller plots of land, they went into city garden lots, and they got to know a lot of the gardeners in there. So then they upped their food trade a lot more. They met people that were in the same mindset. So that was another thing. Like some people had what you didn't have. Like some people can grow indeterminate and determinate tomatoes. Some people can't grow either. Some people they raise great quail and they raise great celery, and not everybody can grow celery. It's just because of the way of the land, the way of the person. There's dynamics. So when you have dynamics, so that's where when you fail at growing something, that's part of success. You keep going, and it's a way of life to make soil and have vermicompost, like worm bins and stuff, or rabbit warrens where you have rabbits for the scat, the poop to go on to as a natural fertilizer. I really think my favorite is rabbit poop or the wood ash and the biochars #1. And that's fermented for like a few days, a week, depending on what you're using it for, right? But you don't want the wood ash to kill your microbes. And I didn't fully explain that before. Yeah, rabbit poop is #1. I agree. I've grown the best tomatoes and melons and cantaloupes using it under black plastic, and then you make a mound and you put the black plastic on it. Where you are, it's already hot enough, but where we are, it's not quite hot enough. You have to up that. So, hey, Marty, hello. Good to see you, Marty. If you want to travel around the world, go over and see Marty's channel. She travels all over the world with her husband and family and friends, and really great channel. Yeah. Yeah. Bay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Bay. There you go, Bay. And Marty is down the rabbit hole. That's the name of her channel. Sorry about that, Marty. But really great channel. I watched a lot of her videos. You are my gardening guru. Thank you kindly. Cheers. You're my traveling guru. Marty's traveled to a lot of places. Like, you wouldn't believe it, like all over the place. And she takes her video camera with her and she does a videography of the whole entire scene, puts it together, and that was her travel. And great tips too, like where there's hotels, where they ate, you know. So yeah, harder now with the kiddos, but we do okay, I bet, eh? Vay, good to see Vay. I've been to Vay's channel several times. Yep. And it's always talking about prepping, like for quail, rabbits, how to grow sweet potatoes and that kind of thing. And very interesting. There's a lot of very interesting channels here. It's very cool to see. Thank you all for being here. Oh, nice to sit down and do nothing, hey? What a busy time I had. I traveled and I made friends with a chipmunk, hey? That's kind of cool. But I didn't have anything the first time I bumped into him. It was in this endowment lands. There's nobody lives there. And there was a little pullover. So I pulled over with a good friend, and we were just looking at the estuaries, you know, from up high. And this little chipmunk come right up to me, chirping, 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 right up beside me, up on the tree, looking at me like this close. And I had nothing but a package of marmalade jam. So I opened up the marmalade jam and I gave it to him, and he ate the Oh, you should have seen it. He looked like he had a smile. So I thought, well, I've got to come by here every day. So the next time I came by, I had some rye bread that my family member makes and mails to me, you know, like a loaf of rye with no oils in it, just rye. And her starter, and it's the best bread in the world. That's the only one I eat. I don't eat any other type of bread. But anyway, I gave him a piece of that on the second time around. He was very happy. And each time I went there, this little chipmunk was my friend. And I stopped there and I gave him pieces of orange at this one time. And I had some Waza crackers. So I gave that to him. He was very happy to get that. I didn't have any nuts, though. But I gave him a lot of cool things each time I went there. And it's like the little guy was waiting for me, man. So the last time I was going by there, I left a ton of food in through this area. You know, all the food I could find that was, you know, you'd think a chipmunk would eat, right? So yeah, I left him a lot of different crackers, and love the chipmunk story. Such a cool thing. Well, we became friends. I mean, this little chipmunk was like right here, right in front of my face, looking in my eye. And first I was kind of like, oh, he's not going to bite me, is he? Trying to stay warm as it is cool enough to give a chill, but not cool enough for the heat to click on. Oh boy. Yep. Yeah, well, I hope you get warm. There. Yep. Babe. Thank you, blistering. Okay, yep. So yeah, that was my chipmunk friend. It was cool making friends. Howie, all our snow here in Alberta is pretty much gone too. I heard that. I heard it got 20 in Calgary last week. That's like what? That's like that's above summertime temperatures, hey? Adrian says hi to Wild Edibles. Yep. So yeah, so there's no, we didn't have any snow to get rid of here. There was absolutely none where I am. So I got peanuts last time shopping. It's been so cold. I thought the squirrels would like some, as long as they're not salted or roasted. You want raw peanut. It's only been as high as 8 here, but still no snow. Gonna be a dry spring. Well, maybe. You never know. We're in for an atmospheric downpour this week or something like that. They call it these weird things where it's going to be super rainy, and like in 1 hour you get 1 millimeter of rain or 2 or 3. Like it comes down pretty good. I can relate. The iceberg in my driveway finally melted. Yeah, I heard you were getting rain and gain over there. Yeah, rain for you, that means a huge blizzard for Alberta, atmospheric river. Yeah, the snow looks great, but the cold I hate. Yeah, I'm not a fan of being cold. And I imagine no one is. You always want that warm up. But, it's nice to see snow, but it's nice to say goodbye to it too. And the rest of Canada were, well, maybe not the rest, but a good portion of Canada in the north, like they have a lot of snow and cold for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months even. Wasn't uncommon, like way up north. And now, years ago when I was firefighting, this First Nations Indigenous crew came firefighting with us, and they had a Polaroid, and they were showing us on the Polaroid about the woolly mammoths that came up because the permafrost melted, and they actually came up through the permafrost and was sitting there, and animals were eating the woolly mammoths. So, it's been going on a long time, this warming and cold trends. I've read memoirs of, plant botanists to, like, I've read Charles Darwin's, all kinds of books on him and geology. And you know what? It's been warming and cooling off this planet a lot for a very long time. The snow looks great. Yep. Waist deep in my garden. Yeah, I noticed that. I watched your video. But there's a lot of nitrogen water. Yeah, in the snow. Yeah, that is because poles are moving. Wow. The planet's moving around like that at tens of thousands of miles an hour and shooting through space on a trajectory, another tens of thousands of miles an hour. I don't remember what, but there's lots. And it's in a galaxy called the Milky Way. I learned that years ago from Carl Sagan. I was like, wow. That's wild. The mammoth story. Wow. Yeah. I've been looking at those cycles. Yeah. Yeah. It's a cynical thing, the warming and cooling of the planet. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, I enjoy watching the snow from inside my home. Yeah, me too, man. Same, Marty. Our plates move too. Yep, magnetic shifting and solar storms. It's been going on a long time. You look at Vancouver Island and how it's separated from the mainland. There's a big separation there. That's quite violent. It's unimaginable. So, water can't be held back. It's, look at the Sphinx. that was, it had water up against it at one time, and that's in the desert. So these things have been going on a long time. And didn't Vancouver Island get a few earthquakes last summer? Yeah. Yeah, one woke me up. My gate was starting to go bang, 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 like that. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That's not the cats or raccoons or something. That's, is that a human? And then all of a sudden I noticed my window was vibrating and the bed was jumping up and down. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, an earthquake. I always sleep beside this window over from in case it breaks. And then I have all my escape not all of it, but I have escape food and water and medical gear, but beside the window, just over from it, so I can get that out or get to it. I'm trying to stay alive. Dinner plates and tectonic plates. Yeah. Yeah. But, and earthquakes happen everywhere. I mean, 1.3 million children jumped up and down on in England on the island there, and that caused a little tiny earthquake. So like setting off, there's the equivalent of 12,500 nuclear atomic bombs that have gone off in the Pacific, the South Pacific. So I mean, these things are going to cause a lot of problems, and you don't really need 12,500. The equivalent of 12,500 atomic bombs have gone off just in the South Pacific Ocean. So when a couple of physicist friends of mine, they used to come by here, they moved back east. So Fukushima in Japan, the Daiichi reactor and all this, and it's going to contaminate with cesium-137, and I let them do their spiel. And I'm like, well, what about the 12,500 atomic bombs that went off in the South Pacific for experiments from the French to the Americans? They looked at me and they, no, that didn't happen. I'm like, well, you might want to go and have a look. And sure as crapola, it did happen. So they went and sold their house here and moved, and they're like, don't use the kelp and seaweed on your garden no more. And I'm like, well, I'm going to use my seaweed and kelp until someone comes along and says, hey, this Geiger counter says don't do it, because it's not happening. But they are both physicists. And one was a nuclear physicist, and the other one was some other kind of physicist. And they moved. They sold their house and moved to Eastern Canada just because of the thing that happened in Japan. Scary, but yeah. Humans cause the shifts to happen sooner than natural. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, nobody knows. Hello. Yep. Oopsie daisy. And I have to go now. Hi, Mike the Caveman. I should have put that scammer on. That's actually lots of fun too. And I should have put him on there. Yep, experiments everywhere. I need more coffee. And good to see you there, Mikey. Love you too, buddy. There's salmon and coffee in the mail for you guys. Yeah. Dave Knight. Welcome. There you go, Dave Knight. I'm just about to go get some coffee and light up the salmon. I'll be right back. And thanks for all the thumbs up. Hey, I had 14 thumbs up. Now I got 13. Hey, did someone take one back? You get a dopamine release from these machines. And it's interesting. Oh, how I want a coffee. Yeah, well, got to get the coffee. Oh, cheers. I love this cup. It's from Egypt. It's my Egyptian cup. I love it. Oh, there, got you back to 14. Oh, 15 now. Thanks, Marty. Marty is down the rabbit hole, and you should check out her channel. Seriously, if you're going to go to travel. Okay, let's see what Shawnee grows is nutrient-rich dust from the Sahara Desert from an ancient lake bed blows dust made of skeletons of microorganisms, diatoms, across the ocean and acts as a vital fertilizer for the Amazon rainforest. Absolutely. Yeah. You're welcome, Mikey. My pleasure. Art of something. Let's see. We'll go to. I think I've been to your channel. Hey, yeah, it's Nick and Mick. Cool. I love this channel. There you go, buddy. Yeah, I go to their channel. They go fishing a lot in England. Yeah, I didn't recognize the name. You're welcome. Cheers, Mick or Nick. What's one he is. Really great host and really they have empathy and sympathy in their soul, right? A rare treat, really. They really care about people. They care about themselves, and they conduct themselves with couth and scruple. I'm very impressed with both of them, and I love going there. And they say hello to every single person. They work as a team, so it's really nice. It's really nice. I enjoy everybody on here. It's a lot of fun. It's exciting to see people from all around the world. Dang, starting plant. It is above freezing, 80 Fahrenheit in the greenhouse. Wow. I bet, hey, Dave Knight. I bet. I can't start the plant time back after on the 16th. I'm going to go do another little stint at the hospital. So, yeah. But thank you. It's Nick. But Mick sends his love. His not feeling too well, his gout. Wow. He has to stay away from shellfish, and pork, and lay off the meat, and don't eat junk food, and celery juice. Yeah, and fermented foods. You want the fermented foods to create a certain bile that your body uses. So you need that fermented foods to actually push along gout. And yeah, I hate gout. I have it, so I've learned to live with it, but it's a real bummer. But you can do a little research and what not to do and what to do. Hey, down the rabbit hole. Hey, Mick and Nick saying hello, or Nick saying hello to Marty. I think it's been 3 years or more since I went live, but it was always fun to connect with people from all over. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, but planting it's planting time. I mean, for here it is. There's people already growing broad beans here outside, radishes, that kind of thing. Yeah, and kale. It's already growing outside here. And other things too are growing out here that just, like the roses. My roses never died. My roses just kept pumping out roses all winter here, or there was no winter. We had 3 days of frost that lasted day and night. That was it for winter. That's all. There was a couple other little light frosts on the top of the car, on top of the house, but none of my microclimates froze. None. And my family has a citrus grove, sort of like they're all in potters. They brought some inside, but one of my Valencia lemons that I grew and gave them is outside still with lemons on it. They did not freeze here, and especially up on their balcony. Like they have a balcony off the ground, and it was tucked up underneath the eave of the house a little bit. And they did wrap it up. I put a video on it, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, and you can see it. And I have citrus that's ready to pick too, but it's inside. I'm going to do another video soon and show what all the guys did here for me when I was gone. It was really nice of them. I don't plant till after the May long weekend. Usually it snows. I mean, Alberta's like that. Causing the gout. Oh, Howie, it's all the medication mix-ons causing the gout. Oh my. I can't tell you what to do there because YouTube will kick me off the channel. But, you know, I will say this. My grandmother told me that rubbish belongs on the curb. Right? Hey, Dave Knight. Hope you're well. Yep. Yeah, great to see you, Howie. I have to go get ready for my day, but it was lovely to chat. You as well, Marty. Thanks for all your videos and all your cool your vlogging with your videos and going all over the world. It was a nice thing. I didn't have to go on vacation. I just had to watch your video, and it was a lot of great tips. Thank you kindly, Marty. You have a lovely day. My greenhouse froze the first time in 5 years. Well, I don't know what to say, Dave. You know, like greenhouse freezing. You got no rocket stove? Just having fun. Take care, Marty. Oh, yeah. I have a ton of that stuff too. I take for blood pressure and keep the old ticker from fluttering. And yeah. Yesterday I did a pulmonary study at the hospital last night. And they had to inject this puffer stuff and see if I can improve because I run out of oxygen. It really sucks, man. I can't do a full length of a swimming pool. I can't do it. I used to do like 25 or 30 laps. Can't even do one. So anyway, I did this study. They put you in this machine, like a booth, like a foam booth. And they did all these experiments and stuff. And so that was just interesting, you know. And basically, by the time they were done with me, my blood pressure had skyrocketed, even though I had my blood pressure meds with me and I took them. It didn't matter because you're blowing into this machine and then you're trying to control the air. So I had to get up out of the machine a few times. I was dizzy. That wasn't exciting at all. It was really nice people that worked there. See you, Marty. All the best. Yeah, you know, prolonging life is a good thing. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I like. Plants. I like plant medicine. You know, most medicines come from plants or animals or an oil well. Sorry. But I'm very careful with what I do. And the only reason I do it is because I'm really super convinced because I see improvement. I don't see improvement with it and it's making me nauseous or whatever. I kick it to the curb, like my grandmother said. Rubbish belongs on the curb, but I have to take a lot to keep my blood pressure low. I don't want to stroke out, right? It's like, that really sucks. Especially when it gets really high and your face is all numb and your arms all numb and you're having a TIA and you're like, oh, Jesus, man, this really sucks. Because you just, you know, when you pop, right? And if you got high cortisol, high cholesterol, yeah, and then high blood sugar, hypertension, diabetes, you're going to pop, especially if you got high blood pressure. The first time I noticed it, it was my retinal burst, you know, popped out. And it looked like a flock of starlings dancing. I'm like, oh my God. So I went and did some research, I upped a lot of vitamin A, lutein, and a few other things, you know, and introduced it to my diet and keeping the blood pressure under control and the glucose. And I'm able to save a little bit of my vision. So I can still see, not very good, but at least I worked on it. I tried my best. but it's medical system here is crummy. So I ended up going to the mainland where it's really good. But the medical system here, for some reason, can be crummy for some and great for others. Yeah, bipartisanship, maybe. I don't know. I could say a lot, but I don't want to get in trouble. I have a close family member that might be learning how to get blood pressure under control. Yeah, don't get stressed is number one. Breathing is number two or number one. But, sitting and eating by yourself in a calm, relaxing environment. That goes a long ways to bringing it down, your blood pressure. And so, and not eating a lot of carbs and not eating sugar, carbs, eating whole clean organic foods. But see, mental health has a big thing to do with it. If you're not straight in the mental health field, like you're doing good with your mental health, your blood pressure, it's a tough thing. Like doctors, they don't know why it happens. They know it happens, and they say this and that. Good morning, Uncle Al. Always a pleasure to see Uncle Al. If you don't know Uncle Al, get over there and say hello, because Uncle Al's a pretty cool cat, and you can learn a ton of survival tricks, and it'll just be good for you. Good morning, Uncle Al. Long walks in nature helps. Yes, absolutely. Forest bathing. There's a lady here on the island. She goes out and does forest bathing, and she puts up videos on it. And she looks very happy and go lucky. And, that's what you want. You want to be happy. If you have hateful thought, or you have fear, or the opposite, anything the opposite of love, you're going to have serious illnesses. If you love, that's the best vibration. I mean, I didn't learn that overnight either. Half century later, I figured that out. It's a bit late, but yeah. But yeah, to heal to heal yourself, you need good amount of sleep. Okay, it's called their circadian rhythm, and you don't want to break it for nobody. And you got to have a minimum of 6 hours. 8's really good, longer if needed. But to get your biorhythm, in check with a good rhythm. There's healing frequencies in nature. If you walk in the food forest, yeah, me too, Uncle Al. It's a wonderful thing. Stop and smell the flowers. Watch the creatures big and small, and realize you're on this little tiny marble flying through space at tens of thousands of miles an hour in the galaxy known as the Milky Way. Just realize you're an earthling. Okay? Once you realize and be in tune with nature, then you will come into, you're going to come into a well-being state. Let's say, it's hard to explain until you experience solitude and solace, because this world makes you addicted to things, from machines to computers to mobile phones, and you want to go and race your car. Well, pretty quick you're tired of racing your car because you've run out of dopamine. Same thing if you're there looking at shorts on TikToks and whatever, and look, I see another one. And pretty soon you're, oh yeah, you run out of dopamine. Your body will build up more hormone, but you become addicted to machines. It's an addiction. I've talked about it for years now because I noticed it with myself. I had to go and get on that YouTube. I have to go get on that YouTube. Well, you're addicted. You need a dopamine release. So I've got this 85% chocolate and real raw milk. So I just eat a piece of chocolate and drink my raw milk. Yeah. Just learn to switch it off. And that's a big thing. And the same thing with shopping, because you're buying things and you're shopping to go places and you're taking persons out. So there's a lot of subjects there. So that can release a lot of dopamine and you feel good, but then you got to do it again. It's like sugar, right? You got to eat your sugar. And pretty soon, 5-10 minutes later, oh, you got any more of those gummies or, getting ready for YE Express storm surge. Yeah. Massive rains coming. You're right. Yeah. But really, what a concept. Yeah, well, it's real. It's totally real because you're addicted, whether it's alcohol, toxins, chemicals, but you can switch it to like, whole food, breathing fresh air, and stop worrying about anything if you can't do something about it, then stop worrying about it. But boredom creates creativity. So if you feel bored, just start thinking about bird watching. Take up bird feeding. Say, birdhouse making, right? Cheers to birdhouse making. I'm going to get into more of that. I have a bunch of wood now. My guys came and built my fence for me. You should see everything that was done here. It was pretty cool. Just to propel me forward, right? Because I can't do very much. I run out of air. It really sucks, man. It sucks so much. Like you get dizzy, you don't know where you are, and you run out of air, especially at night. You wake up and you're like, geez, man, it's pretty rough. One more, and all my cares. Exactly, Dave Knight. Exactly. You less stress, the better off you are. And I watched this lady. She was from Africa. She was in the Carolinas, South Carolina, someplace. And she was 108 years old. And she did not care. She loved everybody. She loved all creatures and plants. And she's 108. And she ate red meat and chocolate. Yeah, red meat and chocolate, whole eggs, whole food. But she liked her cheese, but she didn't eat just any cheese. She ate raw milk cheese. And she's 108. I was impressed with her. And her attitude was, if you can't do anything about the problem at hand, then forget about it. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. What can you do? Very simple. One, Dave Knight. Cheers to you, Dave Knight. Thank you for the seeds a while back and the card. I didn't get back to you yet, but I got back to all these other people. Just haven't got back to you. But I will. Yes, sometimes life is busy. Sometimes, but the weather here on Southern Vancouver Island is impressive. I get sunny, warm days. Sometimes I get a rainy day. But a lot of times I'm getting sunny days, warm days. I'm out in T-shirt and shorts. But as my friend from overseas said to me last night, he's like, he's like, because I said, we haven't had any winter. He's like, but winter's not over yet. So we still have a couple of weeks left for this winter to show up. And there's a big truck out in front of my house, and I'm expecting a wood chip delivery, and I don't want to get up. Yeah, more wood chips. So a relative will be coming by. Yeah, I think they're dumping. I'm not going out there. It's a free dump, so yeah. Yep. Thank you for the wood chips. I've got it down to a fine art. I don't take cedar wood chips no more. Brother Howie, have an amazing weekend. I'm heading out. One love. Great seeing you. Much love, mad respect, Dan. I always enjoy your videos. If you don't know Dan's Food Forest, go over there and say hello and learn something, especially if you're down south in Florida. It's 09, 8, you know. That's what or Dan is. And Dan's made a food forest inside. You have a great weekend, Dan. Inside of a HOA, he's got his like a lot, and it's a complete self-sustaining food forest. And he harvests bananas to guava, you name it. You go and see Dan, and he's a really great guy. A rare treat. See you, Dan. 6 weeks, Howie. 6 weeks. What are you talking about? Bye, buddy. Okay, have a great weekend, everybody. See you, Dan. Dive full fog. 6 weeks, Howie. 6 weeks. Okay, what? Getting ready for Hawaii Express. 6 weeks. Hey, yeah. I hope it's I hope it turns out good, and I really hope it turns out well. It's what'd you call it? I forget. Getting ready for Hawaii Express. Yeah. Yeah, here this week, we're supposed to get a lot of rain. And thank you for all the thumbs up, everyone. And so that's interesting. I like the rain because it fills up because of all the hugel culture mounds here and the permaculture I've done for chop and drop and building soil with the Pathway Soil Bank. It's like a giant sponge here. So it fills up and fills up. So I'm designing these water diversions to come off the pavement here and go into the hugelkultur mound, but it's going to be filtered through the crushed rock and biochar before it gets to the mound. So I'm designing these little gadgets to put actually more water into the food forest. I don't know if how the municipality is going to like it too much, but what can they do? I mean, I'm only putting them out there during heavy rains just to pump the water. And the neighbor, she's got a water problem where it comes off the street and goes right down in her backyard. And it's scary when you see like 2-3 feet in her backyard. And I'm like, geez, I'd love to have that where I am. Because I can still go out there and dig down a foot and it's bone dry. Okay. Just saying. Warm Pacific currents changing from El Nino to El Nino. Nino, yes. There's a big truck out there. I'm not going. Oh, yep. It's 9:17, and yeah. Something's going on in the neighborhood. I'm supposed to be getting a sidewalk. I'm like, really? A sidewalk and a pedestrian bicycle path? I'm like, okay. There's 7 houses on this street? Do we really need a sidewalk and a bicycle pedestrian pathway? And I mean, you look at Mexico, and the street meanders through with all kinds of fruit trees and gardenias and flowers, and it just looks so ragged and wild. It's beautiful. Here it's all sanitized. They'll knock down all the trees and put pavement there or cement. It's just like, So they sent this thing in the local little paper thing that they're knocking down a dozen trees. So I went out and looked at the trees, and they're like most likely almost old growth trees. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Cut down the tree and make a sidewalk. And then they're putting these. It's really funny. Or giant pandas. Yeah, they're putting these. How do you say, traffic control devices? Yeah, that one is needed. I figure one for sure, especially down where all the school buses are. But they're putting them up here on streets away from the school. I'm like, well, what is there, like half a dozen kids maybe that walk across that road? And I mean, just put a crosswalk there. But no, they're spending millions of dollars for lights and stuff. So yeah, giant pandas. Yeah, my buddy Pandas there in Yakutia. He puts out a lot of videos there. I really like his he lives off the land and he raises horses and cows and he goes net fishing and stuff. He's a First Nations fella. But recently he lost his mom and his dog died. He looks pretty upset about it. He didn't say much, he just had to, but you could tell it wore him down a little. Really good guy. Yeah, I've never chatted with him, but I watch all his videos because they go out and they go out and they go travel across Yakutia, Siberia to go catch salmon or go get reindeer or whatever they're doing, and then they eat it out in the wild. More global warming. Well, yeah, this planet's warmed up before. It's not the first time. I mean, there's records of it getting warm from different things or getting cold there's a lot of variables, dynamics. Just enjoy yourself every day. And like Uncle Al there, he's a bit of a survivalist. So, prepare for the worst. And if you get the best, well, you didn't have to use what you got for the worst. But educate yourself, read a lot of books like Uncle Al. Yeah, wasting money. Yeah. Well, someone's making money from it. Yeah, I have to go and spend some money and get a machine, an oxygen machine. But I guess I got to do it and bite the bullet. And I'll feel better. My Japanese doctor, that's what she said. You got to get the machine. You got to get it, man. Your oxygen is like, I'm like, yep. So yeah, she's a really smart lady. She's super smart. When I first met her, she had a mask on, and looked like she was a ninja. I was a little intimidated because she's very right there. Hey, and it's like, million questions to the point. Hey, very impressive. I like Japanese and German doctors. Them are the best as far as I'm concerned. Noon in Ontario. Must go eat. Take care, Howie. Mr. Knight, you take care. And may you stay warm in your greenhouse. Yeah, no more snow angels in the snow. Take care, Dave. Always a pleasure to see you, buddy. Your Die Bullfrog 79 says, my lettuce is growing nicely. I bet. Yep. Cheers. Later, Dave. Yep. That was good coffee. We'll have to have a video there, Uncle Al is watching that lettuce grow. And if there's like pieces chewed up, we know you've got deer or a neighbor. A few times over my life, I just went up and I ate the fruit or the greens right there. Like I took bites out of like apples and peaches and so this one time I was with my buddy. He's like, look how tall that deer would have been. It was like at the 6 or 7 foot mark. I pulled down the branch and I took a big chunk off the peach. Hey? You couldn't believe it, 7 or 8 feet up, a deer could do that. It was me. Yeah. Winter greens too. Yeah. I have a ton of greens. I had a friend come over a couple days ago, I guess. Yeah. He brought a turkey. So I cooked the turkey for him. He likes me to cook the turkey for him because I use all the herbs from the food forest here. It just tastes great. So, he took home a lot of the winter greens on one patch all down through, and the Chinese spice cabbage, he took that home too, which was pretty cool. Been making okonomiyaki pancakes. Yeah, those are good. I ate some Japanese at Victoria Sushi recently. It was absolutely amazing. It's made by a Japanese person, it's delivered by a Japanese person, and it's in a Japanese restaurant. Usually you don't get that. And the care and quality of the food they had prepared, they won't eat the Atlantic salmon. They have a sign that says that sockeye salmon is cured there, and that's what they use. They only use wild seafoods that they can guarantee was wild. Hey, and you sure taste it. Like when you actually eat the tobiko, it's actual real tobiko, and I'm like, wow. And then it was expensive. Like just for me to eat just a few dishes was over $60. And but you got real wasabi, real pickled ginger, not something from a jar that's been sitting in plastic. So yeah, a lot of people think wasabi's hot. It's not. It's very, very, very mild. So yeah, so I really enjoy eating real food. And that's one of the places that I've been introduced by a really good friend. But it's not like I can eat there all the time. It's $60 for lunch for myself. I mean, but the miso soup there is just amazing, and then the tea. There's a nice tea. That was weird. Something went flying across my screen. Yeah, the tea there is amazing. And then I have like what's called a kamikaze roll, and I have it with the wild salmon, and I have some tempura stuff like that. Shorts coming soon. Oh, good. Smiley, smiley. Yeah, I'd love to see your greens. I have greens in my containers like parsley. I harvest all the time. Garlics, chives, onions. I'm harvesting those. And Chinese spice cabbage, I've been harvesting that. But there's a lot to forage. I've given up a lot of my books to the book library. I only kept foraging books or something that I'm going to need. And all my other books, I've been putting them out into the book library, because if I'm not going to read them and someone else can, and they disappear pretty quick. And the food pantry is amazing. It emptied when I was gone for that week. I came back, all the food was gone. I was like, really, just that many hungry people? Like all the canned beans and canned soups and teas and coffee and everything was just all gone. The canned tuna. Yeah. I put in bully beef in there, everything gone. And I noticed that here and there, one or two pieces go missing. But the idea is put something back in if you can. But I haven't seen a lot of that. But I don't say anything because there's like these three old people that come, and they're in walkers, man. Okay. They come here with walkers. They're shut-ins, but somehow words got around that they can go get some canned or dry goods like noodles from Italy. I'll put in there. And so, yeah, been prepared for apocalypse since 1983. That's a long time, Uncle Al. That's like 40 something years. I've been ready by understanding a few principles from my granddad. You get in a lineup, you're a target. Okay. Get in a lineup, you're a target. Okay. You don't want to ever get in a lineup. So being prepared for apocalypse since 1983 is a smart move, because you won't be in a lineup. That's the biggest thing, is that people become dependent on sources that can say, well, you're not getting anything, right? So the big thing is be prepared. When you go shopping, you grab an extra case of tuna or a case of salmon and a case of beans. Do that once a month. Make sure you check the date on them. The date should say at least 3 to 5 years. You're going to buy something that's out of date next month. Sure, that's good for a few years past the date, but don't you want stuff that's fresher? So that being said and done, when you buy orange juice, it's not really orange juice. It's something that's sit in a barrel for a year. So what do? Well, you grow some oranges in your greenhouse and get a rocket stove. You want fresh oranges. I have fresh oranges and fresh lemons, and I'm trying to grow bananas. It's right over there. It's got tons of leaves, but try to keep a supply of fresh available food, and that is with your seed supply and your soil supply. And the greatest thing to remember is that if you want milk, butter, cheese, meat, and fertilizer, get yourself a few goats. Pretty simple. And then, you want eggs, get a few chickens. Rhode Island Reds are the best. They lay at 20 below. So, there's not much left. A lot of times when you see a catastrophe is the building's gone, right? So what replaces a building? A tent, a tarp? Okay. But a cave was man's first home, and I believe it to be the last. Wasabi is not real wasabi. I have real wasabi, hot but mild. Yes, most wasabi is American horseradish. Absolutely, which I don't mind. I have my own horseradish fermented, and it's very good. And I have a family member that comes over and begs to have some. So I told him I'll make him a couple of jars this summer when I make mine. I mean, it's a bit of work. You got to grow the radish, the horseradish. And then you've got to take it out of the ground. You've got to peel it, put back some of the suckers, right? And then you have to peel it, and then you put it in a blender. You zip it up or shred it. Then you put it in some vinegar. I mean, some 10% acetic acid. And then you put in a little bit of sugar if you want. And boom. All right. You can use 5 and 7% vinegar too, but I like real harsh vinegar. I do. Yep. But, horseradish, it likes a cool climate. It likes rain. If you try to eat the green radish leaves, the horseradish leaves, they're super hot. They're going to burn your lips, okay? So if you dry it, it gets really, really, really mild. And that I like. That's my favorite, is the super mild horseradish leaf. And it's mild. But Uncle Al's right. Wasabi is not real wasabi. No, you have to go to Japan. I mean, you have to have a creek. There is a guy here over in the municipality that is growing real wasabi in the creek. He has a creek in the backyard, and he's growing it, and he has it, and it's highly desirable. Delicious. Very good. But it's, whole real food. Canada now has 9 days of food reserves. Yeah, that's for the people that shop. The person that doesn't shop has years of food. Just saying. I had smoked salmon with a little malt vinegar and chips for lunch today. Yummy. Nice. Nice. Malt vinegar is really nice for you. But whole foods, fermented foods. People that live a long time in the blue zones, they eat fermented foods. They eat pickles. They eat sardines. They eat cod liver from a can. I know it sounds crazy, but they do. There's the highest omega-3 is in cod livers that are canned. You can't go out and buy it. You have to order something like that, hey? And yum there for blistering. Yeah, I almost went out for after my little pulmonary test last night. I almost went out for fish and chips, and I'm glad I didn't. I come home and I cut off my dry aged ribeye. I have a long ribeye that I dry aged. And, I put it in a pan in the refrigerator down low with their cooler fan, and I salted it. And when I want a steak, I just cut off a steak and I drop it on the Barbie. And that was free ranged in Winnipeg. It ran around the prairies and ate grass. Boy, what a difference in beef, man. Tommy shares some fish with me. Yummy. Tommy's a good fisherman. Yeah, a little grumpy though, but he's all right. He catches a lot of fish and he's funny too. Hey? He's really funny. Yeah. He sent me some seeds. That was nice of him. I did not grow them. I have no room, but I put them in my seed bank. I have trays in the freezer, so I made sure they were dry, and then I put them in the seed bank. Now it's time to do my meds, so it's time to say goodbye, everybody. Until I see you again, may you fare well, and take care, everybody. It's a crazy world, and if you've got high blood pressure, go for a walk in the food forest or any forest. To take up fishing, sit and watch the ducks, feed the birds. Take care, Shawnee Gross. Always a pleasure. Ending stream now. See ya.